Alrighty, nifty 91.50 WRPI. Troy, your everything radio station, hanging out with the dew, 7 to 9, weekday mornings, unless come rain, come sleet, come snow, come life itself. Yeah. What would Marx say about that? Opinions expressed. I don't have an opinion. I don't have a position. Oh, that was a sour. Yeah. Anything that transpires in the world of the bizarre is in no way, shape, or form related to anything here at the university, the board of trustees, the student union, or anybody else. But if something really neat happens that everybody approves of, then maybe so. Being clairvoyant, I can predict the score of the Super Bowl before it starts. 0-0. And then there's the coin toss, and I can tell you what it's going to be. Heads or tails, or maybe it'll stand on its side. You know, the Ravens are going to the Super Bowl this year. All their players bought tickets to see the Chiefs and the 49ers play. And I forgot that the Super Bowl was this Sunday. And I said to myself, not to worry, Hairman. And so did the Bills and the Lions and the Ravens. What did the Bills quarterback say as his team won the Super Bowl this year? Why did you wake me up? I was having such a wonderful dream. I was rooting for the Bills, but then again, I kind of like the Chiefs and I like Mahomes. Not much happening around this old town. Sometimes I'm feeling low and plumb out of my mind. Tooling by the Texaco station, where they used to do the oil changes and fix the flat tires, and down the road there was a hardware store where you could buy some nuts and bolts and screws and rivets and such. Yeah, gotta keep all these things in my toolbox, because you never know. Time's been hard round here ever since they built the freeway. These old red roads, nobody travels them no more. Still got a barber shop and a movie theater, but they closed down. They sit there empty. Everybody just about moved out of this town. Old geezers like me sitting around here on Main Street with pretty much nothing to do. What do you call a room full of guys watching the Super Bowl this Sunday? The Ravens. Most of the time in this town, we roll the sidewalks up early on Friday night after we get done cruising up and down the drag in our souped up cars. Over hill and over dale and back to the river again. Busting clouds. Ain't got no reason. Just rambling on and talking to one another as the freight train rumbles by. The rods and the rails, and we all wonder maybe we should just jump on board and go to California, eh? Ain't nothing but a dust bowl around here. I guess the only way I could feel alive now is if I was a combination of Immanuel Kant and Hegel. But then again, what do I know? Down at the Texaco station, yeah, reminiscing, munching those salted peanuts that I'd pour in my Dr. Pepper, pumping gas and fixing flat tires, flathead V8 Fords, and, well, you know, two-tone cars, motor oil, gasoline, big clock outside so everybody could see what time it was. Don't need those things no more. Gangster white wall tires, and we could wash your chrome and wash your windows and check your oil and fill your tires full of air. I mean, how often do people do that these days? Well, I was over to Bill Whitbeck's just yesterday to get an inspection on my old pick-em-up truck. That thing's as old as Methuselah, and he checked the whole thing over, him and his buddy there, Dan. It's funny, Dan was my mechanic, and Bill was my mechanic, and Bill's dad was my mechanic, and Scott was my mechanic, and all these guys been my mechanic for a long, long time, and they all wound up working in the same place eventually. Now it's Bill and Dan. Well, they went over that truck there with a fine-tooth comb. Yeah, they had their flashlights out, and they were checking every inch of it, making sure that it was safe for the hairman to drive. And then old Bill said to me, he said, "Have you checked the air in your tires lately?" I said, "No," and he went around that truck there and checked all the air. Yeah, you know, it's probably a good idea to check the oil, check the water in the radiator, pump up the tires, make sure everything's working right. Yes, sirree. I always say to myself, I can't go wrong at Bill Whitbeck's garage, yeah. I always enjoy going over there to Cooksburg and visiting with Bill. Know the whole family for a long time. Knew his dad, knew his grandpa. Feels like family to me. Going to the filling station. Well, his dad and his grandpa had a filling station across the road, and they had the car wash that Dad, John, built on the other side of 145 there in Cooksburg. And then when John got tired of pumping gas, he moved across the street there and started to continue his, I'm doing the uhs and the ands and the buts, and I shouldn't do that here. I've been struggling the past couple of days. I don't know why. Everything I do has been hard. I guess it's all that skiing I've been doing. I went skiing again yesterday, went skiing again Tuesday. Been out there 8 times to Windham Mountain, and it seems like I'm the only guy on the mountain there, perfectly groomed, and most every trail open and all the lifts operating. Oh man, and the sun is shining. Don't get better than winter in the great Northeast. Anyway, it's always fun to stop by Bill's. Chew the fat, you might say. Yeah, catch up on times. Can't go wrong, Hairman. Whenever I got a problem, I just call up Bill. Bill Whitbeck, that is, there in Cooksburg, New York. He always seems to have a solution to his problem, my problem. His dad, John, his wife, Kathy, and his grandpa and his grandma, before they passed on, they always had a solution to my problems. You know, if I got my old pickup truck stuck in the mud up there on the mountain, oh, call up old John, and John would say, "Give me about an hour and I'll be up there," and stuff like that. Yeah, well, just hoping we all don't break down. That's all I got to say. Wrong with me the past couple of days. I can't get anything out of my mouth. Anyway, let's listen to some music. That's more important than that hairman chewing the fat.